of the possibility.
Our panel is listening carefully to all that. Let's see what they made of it. We're joined now by the former Foreign Secretary, Sir Malcom Rifkind, the former head of Channel 4 News, Dorothy Byrne, and the journalist and broadcaster, Kamal Ahmed. Malcolm Rifkind, what did you make of the American attack last night?
Well, I think that it has a profound benefit, not just in terms of Israel's interests, but for the Middle East as a whole. Because what has not been mentioned in your program so far, I don't criticize it, but it's not just the Israeli reaction. Every Arab state, every other country of the Middle East has been terrified at the possibility of Iran developing nuclear weapons. Program so far, I don't criticize it, but it's not just the Israeli reaction. Every Arab state, every other country of the Middle East has been terrified at the possibility of Iran developing nuclear weapons. Not just because there is a traditional hostility between Iran and the Arab world. Every Arab state, every other country of the Middle East has been terrified at the possibility of Iran developing nuclear weapons. Not just because there is a traditional hostility between Iran and the Arab world, but because there was an assumption, and indeed a clear statement by Saudi Arabia, that if Iran ever did get nuclear weapons, Saudi Arabia would have to seek them, Turkey would contemplate it, Egypt would. We'd have an extraordinary amount of nuclear proliferation in what is already a very volatile region. So I think what the Americans have done, assuming they have been successful either in destroying Iran's nuclear capability or at the very least pushing it back very many, many years, that is something which actually contributes to peace and nuclear non-proliferation, not just for the benefit of Israel, but for the region as a whole and therefore for the world as a whole.
I want to talk about the situation in the region as a whole a little later after we actually talk to our correspondents around the region. But Dorothy, do you think the Americans net have succeeded?
Well, we don't know that, but first we should remind ourselves that only a couple of weeks ago, the head of intelligence of the United States of America said that Iran was actually a long way from having a nuclear weapon. Then suddenly we are told, Netanyahu tells us they're only weeks away, and then Trump tells us they're only weeks away, and then she tells us, funnily enough, the opposite of what she told us only a couple of weeks ago, that they're only weeks away. So if the justification for this attack was they were only weeks away, I'm afraid that isn't convincing. Secondly, we are told, he says these were precision strikes, spectacularly successful, totally obliterated. Lots of this is reminding many people in this country of what we were told when we first went to Iraq, totally obliterated. Lots of this is reminding many people in this country of what we were told when we first went to Iraq, what was going to happen in Afghanistan, what would happen in Libya. We are told that the overwhelming might